talked a little bit about who Michael Weaver is, but my curiosity about him grew when I looked at his website, number one, which was intriguing, as well as noticing his prominence in A String of Pearls, your film, and the relationship of those commentators you use in that film, him being one of them. I wondered, I had the sense that he's a medical professional as well as a translator and playwright and so forth. If you want to say anything else about it.
He's
it was your decision to
yes,
use a poem.
because, you know, it's like you use all kinds of material. You use all kinds of people and imagery in film. And he was, to me, a time traveler. And I loved his poems. And I'm not a poet, and I didn't come to it in my life much. But you could enter his space. And I always love that. Like in Jim's poems, I could always enter. They made their work accessible. They didn't hide it from you or obscure it so you wouldn't know.
But you know, by putting him in A String of Pearls, you made him like a family member because it's so much about the family. Is there anything that can be said about that? Is he part of your informal family?
No, not family, but the one on the road, the one that gives the directions
on the road.
Yeah, you meet a lot of people when you. When I first Jim read that to me, read that poem, I was sobbing.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty close to some other space I've ever been in. For someone to see you, it's like observing you as nude. In some cases that you didn't know anybody saw that, and maybe you didn't see it yourself. You know, and it's see, I think this whole time travel thing that I've been doing is, so in this new film we're going to work on, we're starting from 4th grade. And and I start from the report card, which was average, you know, there's nothing brilliant on this. You know, I was a C student, and the only A I ever had was in health. And but that having been said, I was going to burn it one time. Jim said, "Don't you dare!" And I'm very glad I didn't, because it just says people start in different times,
yes,
and they start in different places, and what appears to be something at one time is just a signpost. But it says that you arrived here, that the C student met James Hatch, and together we started an archives, and we became filmmakers. And then, you know, your life begins in different ways. I said, so don't give up. Because for one thing, for the mystery of all of it, is that you can never be stopped unless you allow it.
In that case, I'd like to stop you there, because you're not going to believe this. We're supposed to be shooting 10 minute increments. And that's the end of the first one.
Well, that's all right. No, but I really do want
just to make it
say
interesting.
That one thing that about that. It's very important, because you can give up to your community because you're of this. You take the label with you. You carry it. And you're forever wounded by it or rewarded. But that is, you cannot be stopped. Absolutely not. Because in the crack in the sidewalk there is moss. But then you step on it and it may die. But then the next time your shoe misses it. So you end up over here. You don't know who your conductors are, and they're taking you someplace. So how does a C student end up doing what we did? Or how does a C student end up in Georgia, in Soviet Union, meeting a famous filmmaker like Sergei Parjana? Because of my friends and my associations. So nothing is locked down. So have heart.
It's not so
have
bad.
heart. Keep going. Because you may start when you're 30, or you may start when you're 5. But it cannot be stopped. It's absolutely impossible. It is. So I'm sorry I took
No, that was good. You
That's-
finished too.
that's done.
That's right.
We done?